Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
What's the toughest job to get in the United States? Well, after President of the United States, the toughest job to win may be orchestra conductor. The U.S. has a total of about 50 full-time paid orchestras. Each time there's an opening for a conductor, an orchestra gets between 200 and 300 applicants. Before Grant Llewellyn was selected as music director of the North Carolina Symphony, 11 applicants on the short list went through a grueling 3-year selection process. So you can see how coveted those jobs are. Tonight, John Dancy introduces us to a woman who holds not one, but 2 of those jobs.
Welcome to RDU. For your safety, please keep...
Sarah Hicks has a long commute. The new associate conductor of the North Carolina Symphony flies from Minneapolis to Raleigh to work. You see, Hicks is also conductor of pops and presentations with the Minnesota Orchestra. This year, she took on a 9-week-a-year commitment with the North Carolina Symphony also.
It's personally a little stressful to travel so much, but this is what all conductors do, and it's part of the musical life. So I've always anticipated doing this for my career, and so now that it's really happening, I accept it for what it is, and I'm grateful when I can open the curtains and finally figure out where I am that day. 2, 3, and...
Hicks began her musical career as a pianist, but switched to conducting after having hand and arm problems. She got a composition degree at Harvard, studied in Prague, and holds another position as staff conductor at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia. She was born in Japan of a Japanese mother and American father, and grew up in Hawaii. With the North Carolina Symphony, Hicks conducts everything from educational concerts for school children to pops concerts to classical concerts.
Phew, okay. Can we take the violas out? So 8th bar, just the strings, 3, and...
She says she's been accepted quickly by the orchestra.
I don't think that gender is ever an issue, or it can be, but not with musicians, because as I keep saying, you know, it doesn't matter if you're man, woman, you know, white, black, green, blue, and Martian with, you know, sprouts coming out of your head. If you know your score, the musicians will follow you. The second one always sounds louder to me. Sorry to be fussy, but this is the first thing we're hearing in this concert. And I want people to think, like, what's happening? In a good way. Not like, what the heck is happening?
Sarah Hicks has been called by the New York Times one of the next generation of up-and-coming American conductors. She prides herself on keeping up with pop culture.
I read Entertainment Weekly, In Touch, Rolling Stone. What else? I read a lot of gossip magazines because you need to know what people are doing. I watch MTV, VH1, Fuse, TLC. I mean, I watch a lot of cable TV. It's almost like a part-time job.
Among her skills is a great rapport with school children.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, that was fantastic. So our first element of music is called dynamics. Who has heard of dynamics? Anyone? Lots of you. Excellent. Let's hear an example of dynamics.
Education concerts for children are one of the orchestra's prime missions, in part because it builds an audience of future concert goers.
As we play our next piece, it's called Dos Muchachos Mariachis. It's by a member of our orchestra, Terry Mazesco. Let's have a listen.
That's a large part of Hicks's role here, to reach out to younger, hipper audiences who are looking for something new.
Pops is changing as well, from your usual, you know, Broadway and, you know, early sort of film music-based kind of shows to reflect more contemporary tastes and more contemporary artists and different kinds of music as well.
An example is the concert Hicks conducted recently with the North Carolina Symphony, and Ben Folds, the alternative rocker from Winston-Salem, who got his start in Chapel Hill. Hicks and Folds have been friends for years, and she often conducts various orchestras behind Folds. Rehearsals with him are clearly fun for her.
Any questions? The bar before? Yeah, I screwed that up. Thanks for asking.
The concert that evening attracted just the kind of young, cool audience the symphony wants to cultivate. Mamandi Hall in Raleigh was sold out days before the event, but it was not your usual gray-haired symphony-going audience.
Sarah's spell without the H was getting bored.
With Ben, I mean, he's a rock star, and, you know, we're all there. The orchestra's a rock star for that night, and, you know, that's a kind of applause that you don't get in a usual classical concert. People rooting and screaming from the balconies, and, you know, you play a role, and part of being a performer is playing that role, and it's kind of fun, actually.
How about my band tonight?
From Bach to Ben Folds, it always has been and always will be about music and audience and the thrill of listening. That's what Sarah Hicks brings to the North Carolina Symphony. Can you dig it?
Thank you.
Sarah Hicks will resume her role as Associate Conductor of the North Carolina Symphony in the fall when the new season begins.
Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.